Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is January 2nd, 2019. And in my last video, I started sharing about the full week of Hanukkah, especially that we are watching January 5th, which is midweek Hanukkah, and the end of Hanukkah, which is January 9th. Now, I found something that is very, very significant on January 5th, outside of the fact that there is a partial solar eclipse on January 5th. I found this amazing detail about the planet Venus. Venus is at its greatest elongation west. Now, there's something very significant about this. So I want to read this article by inthesky.org and explain this. Venus will be well placed for observation in the dawn sky, shining brightly at Mag 4.4. From Merida, Yucatan, it will rise at 3:06 Central Standard Time, 3 hours and 28 minutes before the sun, and reach an altitude of 38 degrees before the southeastern horizon, before fading from view as dawn breaks at around 6:18. Venus's orbit lies closer to the sun than the Earth's, meaning that it always appears close to the sun and is very difficult to observe most of the time. It is observable only for a few weeks each time it reaches greatest separation from the sun, moments referred to as greatest elongation. On these occasions, however, Venus is so bright and conspicuous that it becomes the third brightest object in the sky after the sun and moon. It is often called the morning or the evening star. These apparitions take place alternately in the morning and evening skies, depending whether Venus lies to the east of the sun or to the west. When it lies to the east, it rises and sets a short time after the sun and is visible in the early evening twilight. When it lies to the west of the sun, it rises and sets a short time before the sun and is visible shortly before sunrise. On this occasion, it lies 46 degrees to the sun's west. Okay, so what is this saying? I want to focus right here and on what it says right here. And when it says, it is observable only for a few weeks each time it reaches greatest separation from the sun, moments referred to as greatest elongation. On these occasions, however, Venus is so bright and conspicuous that it becomes the third brightest object in the sky after the sun and moon. It is often called the morning or evening star. So what I want to bring to everybody's attention is that Venus, right here, even in this article, it is called the morning star. Okay, the morning star, and it is at its brightest on January 5th. The greatest elongation means it's farthest from the sun. That means it's most visible and most bright, because the closer it gets to the sun, the sun casts too much light on it and it's not visible. So the farther it gets from the sun, the greater the brightness of Venus. So I want to bring to everybody's attention that on January 5th, Venus is at the greatest elongation west of the sun. And that means it's the morning star, okay? Now, I want to bring to your attention that in Revelation 22:16, Jesus Christ said this of himself: I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify to you these things for the churches. I am the root and the descendant of David, the bright morning star. So Venus is the morning star. It is when it is farthest from the sun, it is the third brightest star or body in the sky only after the sun and the moon. Then Venus is number 3. So it's the bright morning star. Now I want to bring to your attention that on January 5th, it is the farthest from the sun. That means it's at its brightest. The bright morning star is the brightest it will be on January 5th. Now we're watching January 5th because it's midweek Hanukkah. In my earlier video, I talked to you about the sign of the tetrads and the tetrad midpoint, which was January 5th, 2015. And then we have a 4-year delay from January 5th, 2015 to January 5th, 2019. Another connection is the midpoint of the tetrad to the midweek of Hanukkah. And then we also see in here from the beginning of Hanukkah to midweek, we have a 4-day delay, which is the timing of the resurrection of Lazarus. 4 days in the grave. Okay, so January 5th is something that I'm focusing on. Midweek Hanukkah. And right now there is a sign in the heavens. Venus, being the bright and morning star, is the brightest it will be on January 5th. And I want to bring to your understanding and knowledge and share this information with you that in 1752, okay, there are 11 days missing from our calendar. In September of 1752, the calendar jumped from September 3rd to September 14th. Okay, September 3rd to September 14th, and there are 11 days that were simply wiped off the calendar. 11 days that disappeared off the calendar. We have been living on this calendar since 1752. This is the calendar that was adopted. There was revolts. If you want to study this, there were actually revolts. The people demanded that the government and the papacy would give back their 11 days because 11 days had been stolen from them. Okay, so you can study this if you are not up to speed about the 11 missing days in September of 1752. Well, there was 11 days stolen off the calendar. So if we look at January 5th, and we consider right now January 5th, and we consider the 11 days, and we go January 5th, 2019, and we subtract 11 days, it brings us to Christmas, December 25th, 2018. Now, here is the interesting detail. This is the true date of Christmas based on the missing 11 days in the calendar. And on the morning of Christmas, then, we have Venus, the bright morning star, at its greatest magnitude of brightness. Okay? So, this is a very interesting detail that reminds us of the Star of Bethlehem. And it also reminds us of this war on Christmas that Barack Obama mentioned way back when, okay? Barack Obama's war on Christmas. Okay, so I don't want to go over this information again. What I want to do is I just want to leave clear with you that January 5th is a key day, and now we have a key sign in the heavens, Venus being at its brightest on January 5th. And Jesus himself said that he was the bright morning star. So if we're looking for the return of Jesus Christ, maybe it will coincide with the morning star being at its brightest. This is the moment of being at its brightest. Okay? And time is short, and I just wanted to get this information out to you. I pray that you will be able to study it and understand it. And as we are coming upon the day, and we are just a few days right now from a midweek Hanukkah, I pray everyone is blessed tonight. This is Steve Fletcher with the trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.